Shawn Harrah, Pima Indian Youth. We're going to have her have a few words.
Hi, I'm Shawn Harrah. I'm of the Gila River Indian community in Arizona. I'm currently an enrolled student at Haskell Indian Nations University in Lawrence, Kansas. I've only spoken at a few events about subjects such as these, and I just feel very strongly about them and the importance that they serve to our communities. And I have to give total credit to my elder, who's now passed, Gali Sanchez, for kind of planting the seed in me and to carry his torch, I feel, to continue speaking and fighting on these subjects that mean so much to me and many of our other communities. But one of the first things we learn really young in school is in 1942, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, which, yes, as a matter of fact, he did. He is credited for the discovery of the Americas in spite of the fact that he actually wasn't the first. Not only was he not the first European to reach the Americas, he's like one of the last people to actually have reached the Americas. And not only was he one of the last ones to reach the Americas, he actually wasn't intentionally supposed to be here. He got completely lost on his voyage and ended up reaching the Americas unintentionally, and he just ended up claiming them for his own. So why exactly do we celebrate a man that not only wasn't supposed to be here, he never touched American soil, and he was actually not the first European to actually reach this continent or the Americas in general? Leif Erikson is actually a Norse explorer who was actually like over 900 years before Columbus was born, was one of the first Europeans to reach the American continent. Yet no one ever hears about him or is ever recognized for his discovery of the Americas. But not only discovery is such a horrible term for that, because how can you discover something where people and thousands, millions of nations, empires, tribes were already established here for over 15,000 years? So what exactly did Columbus do? Thought Company, an article by Ted Head, specifically states that Columbus was the first European to successfully conquer a piece of the Americas. He was the first European to monetize off the Americas, a man that with 3 ships brought the worst people that Spain had to offer, criminals, rapists, thieves, murderers, and brought them here to this continent to explore what he thought was the Indies. And he was the first to start the largest slave trade of stolen goods from the Americas to Europe in history. Just started this whole, honestly, led us to where we are today. The systematic racism that you see today is the reason that Columbus Day is still celebrated. Columbus Day is only celebrated because the people that argue for Columbus Day are people that just respect a man that took advantage of people over thousands of years. People who just had no chance against the man and the mass numbers that the Europeans were bringing over to this continent. But yet, they refuse to change Indigenous Peoples Day because they claim that we're trying to erase history, eradicate Columbus's good name, even though they're not even telling the true history of our people. In school, the textbooks share about, I'd say approximately 2 pages of American history textbooks are dedicated to Native Americans and the contributions we've given to this country. Only 2 pages of any American history book throughout schools all over the United States, approximately 2 pages, are dedicated. There's never been one war fought on American soil that Native Americans haven't been involved in, but yet we're not recognized for it. There hasn't been one political fight for civil rights movement that hasn't involved Native people, yet we receive absolutely no recognition for it. Why? Because those who win these fights are the ones who write history. But each and every day, Natives stand up against an overwhelming force that is telling us that we don't matter, the contributions that we've given to this country are irrelevant, and that all we're trying to do is erase history. When as a matter of fact, I wish we could erase history. I wish we could take back the mistakes that this country has caused and the pain this country has caused, the mass genocide this country has caused on people so undeserving of it, all because they believe that they were entitled to something that didn't belong to them. I wish I could take it back. I wish I had the power to do that, but sadly I can't. I wish I could erase it, but the least I can do is tell the truth of the history of this country, and the only way to remedy the mistakes of this country is to admit we have a problem in the first place, and that's all anyone has ever asked this administration, this government, the people that constantly are preaching these lies to us to do, is to admit that you've made mistakes, remedy your mistakes, and grow from your mistakes. And sadly, it's sad that we've had to go so many years fighting this battle of just asking the people in charge of this nation to tell us that they've made mistakes, to remedy their mistakes, and bring justice to people that are just so deserving of it. Police brutality still lives. Police are constantly, the Black community and Native communities are the most oppressed by the police in any statistical minority, and no one ever talks about it. We're fighting a civil rights movement right now in this country and constantly being demoralized for it, called rioters, anarchists, when in matter of fact, we're just fighting for rights. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing we've been doing for hundreds of thousands of years was fighting for rights of people, human beings, and all that we've constantly been told is that we're less than. That's all people say to us. Anytime they say we're rioters, anarchists, what are you fighting for? There's no point to what you're doing. You have all you could ever ask for is complete ignorance, and you're totally blind to the problems of this continent if you believe that there aren't problems just because you're not suffering from them. That's all I really have to say. Thank you.